Set the timer at 15 minutes. Good afternoon. Yep, afternoon, 9 minutes after 12. You hear that weed eater outside? Pretty awesome, right? Everything turned green like 48 hours. I don't know why every spring it happens the same. It's like a miracle. Every freaking year, it's like we know everything pretty much turns green in like a 48 hour, 3 days max time span, but yet every freaking year this looks like a damn miracle. It's like, how did everything turn so green so quick? Anyways, let's take a look-see at some possible, or no, let's take a look at the spark symbol. The spark symbol that Sam Walton and his teams come up with before he passed away. That little yellow emblem, and they call it the spark. And each one represents 6 things. 1 is a customer, 2, respect, 3, integrity, 4, associates, and 5, service, and 6, excellence. That half a dozen things right there. It's like if a person really dug deep in each one of those and just really got exhausted with it and just really fleshed it out. You could put like an entire handbook to each one of those, an entire handbook for the customer, or even volumes for that one. That could go on infinitely. Respect, that's probably integrity. Yeah, that's another one right there. It's like that, yeah. It's like integrity. Yeah, no, like I'm waiting for you to start talking, even though this is a video. Okay, associates, service, excellence. Anyways, there's that. And this is, let's see, what is it? 10 rules for building a better business. This is what Sam Walton left behind. This is so cool. When I stumbled across this, I thought, man, that's so basic and so obvious. It should be like, but you know what? The most basic and most obvious, it's like they say simplicity is the greatest sophistication. I would say, yeah, like number 1, what he chooses to be number 1, commit to your business, believe in it more than anybody else. If you love your work, you'll be out there every day trying to do it the best you possibly can, and pretty soon everybody around you will catch the passion from you like a fever. Number 2, share your profits with all your associates and treat them as partners. That's awesome. That just blows my mind right there. It's like when I first read that, I'm like, no shit. There it is. Okay, number 3, motivate your partners. Money and ownership alone aren't enough. Damn, you would think it would be, but it's not. Set high goals, encourage competition, and then keep score. And don't become too predictable. Or in other writings, he wrote, don't become too damn predictable in his book, his autobiography. I guess you'd call it his autobiography. Number 4, communicate everything you possibly can to your partners. The more they know, the more they'll understand, and the more they understand, the more they'll care. Once they care, there's no stopping them. Yeah, that's just that right there. I mean, okay, let's not get sidetracked. Let's keep going. Number 5, appreciate everything your associates do for the business. See that right there. Dang. Nothing else can quite substitute a few well-chosen, well-timed, sincere words of praise. There's that kind of language. They're absolutely free and worth a fortune. Number 6, celebrate your success. Don't take yourself so seriously. Loosen up, and everybody around you will loosen up. Have fun. Period. That's the guiding light right there. That's your golden rule. Have fun. Period. Bam. Show enthusiasm always. That word is there always. It doesn't say show enthusiasm sometimes. It says always. That's pretty high goal to shoot for. They're always really. What about when you got the flu and you're puking and you got diarrhea and you don't want to be around anybody and your head's hurting and you feel like you're going to topple over? You still got to show enthusiasm? Apparently, according to that. All of this is more important and more fun than you think, and it really fools competition. You know, it makes me wonder, why did he write that in there? Why did he put that in there? Why it really fools competition? They see everybody playing and having a good time. The giggly Walmart workers. Number 7, listen to everyone in your company. That is just so badass. That is just exquisitely badass. Just right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. That's one. That's 6 words. Listen to everyone in your company. Man, it's a hell of a way to write the word dignity. And figure out ways to get them talking. See, that's it right there. Figure out ways to get them talking because people won't open up. Too guarded, too dangerous to open up. Huh? To push responsibility down in your organization. That means, and to force good ideas to bubble up within it. You must listen to what your associates are trying to tell you. That is just so cool. Yeah, this right here, when I read this, man, it pisses me off that I've spent like just 70 miles just northwest of here, and it's like this. It's like my whole world could have changed just by going 70 miles. Not even 70 miles. What the hell? And I never looked at this stuff. Number 8, exceed your customers' expectations. Bam, 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 bam. Give them what they want and a little more. Make good on all your mistakes. And don't make excuses. Apologize. Stand behind everything you do. Make good on all your mistakes. That is so cool. Give them what they want plus a little more. Yeah, that's fun. That's challenging right there, especially if you get yourself somebody who's disgruntled and it's like they're pointed at your company. Although they got things going on in their heart and mind that doesn't even pertain to anything, but it's like they're trying to get it to the surface and they don't even know they are. Number 10, swim upstream. Go the other way. Ignore the conventional wisdom. If everybody else is doing it one way, there's a good chance you can find your niche by going exactly the opposite direction. That's pretty cool. Anyways, that's what the Spark is. Those 6 items, the 6 items attached to the Sparks thing. But anyways, yeah, this thing that Sam Walton had going on throughout the years. One thing I've noticed in the little bit I've researched him and his stuff is this word keeps popping up. And the people that talk about this man, that knew him personally throughout the years and stuff like that, all the way down to people who worked the floor. I mean, it's like he treated the people that worked the floor, the lowest paid people, right, just barely above minimum wage, all the way down to the janitors and stuff like that. This word keeps popping up. Hero. Hero. He had this weird ability to make people feel like a hero. He had an ability to talk to people with a genuine, and that's another thing too. He had a genuine interest. So it's like, to me, I think those are probably 2 of the main staples to be able to be headed towards the direction of becoming wildly successful with people, because that's what he was. I mean, plain and simple. If you want to look at it, he was just wildly successful with people. He was wildly successful with women. He was wildly successful with the other man. He was wildly successful with everybody, obviously. What came to your mind when I said wildly successful with the opposite sex? You were probably thinking sex, right? Well, I guess it could mean that too, but okay, pervert. Let's take a look at some other stuff. Let's look at some possible things of how we could possibly make people feel like a living legend or a hero, because in all reality, every one of us is kind of like a hero to somebody, to our children, our grandchildren. Somebody really looks up to us. Even the very worst of us, we still got attributes where somebody's really looking up to us. All right, hero's code. Let's look at this. Or let's ponder this idea. Those who rise not to be seen, but because something in them refuses to stay down. That's a basic hero. Answer the call, even if no one hears it but you. The real call to adventure is silent. Trust your gut over the crowd. 2. Do hard things when it matters most. Ease is never the path of a hero. Courage is action in spite of fear. 3. Protect what is sacred, even when it's small. A child's trust, a fragile hope, your own soul. Guard it like treasure, because it is. 4. Stand up when it's unpopular. Heroes don't wait for permission. They become the line that others lean on. They become the guidelines that other people use. 5. Lose with honor, rise with dignity. You will fall. That's part of being the myth. Rise anyway, clean, not bitter, not vengeful. 6. Doesn't need a witness to do what's right. If you need applause, you're not a hero, you're an actor. Ouch. Dang. Damn it. Ow. Number 7. Keep your fire lit, even in the dark. When the world forgets what's possible, remind it by living proof. When the world forgets what's possible, remind it. That's just kind of a little paper that got thrown together there. Here's a legend's code. How to live as a legend in motion. Live true, even if it costs you everything. Comfort is forgettable. Integrity is immortal. Integrity is immortal. I thought that was pretty cool. Number 2, carry something sacred that the world didn't give you. Let it shape how you speak. Let it shape how you move. Let it shape how you fight. Let it shape how you love. Number 3, transform pain without transferring it. Dang. Ow. If you suffer, turn it into art. If you suffer, turn it into truth. If you suffer, turn it into peace. If you suffer, turn it into a power of some kind that's useful for humanity and yourself and your family. 4, leave echoes, not evidence. Make people feel more alive. Make people feel more seen. Make people feel more real. Let that be your footprint. 5, do not banish yourself. The world may not be ready for your full self. Bring it anyway. Bring it anyway. Let death find you mid-sentence, not mid-compromise. Stay unfinished, but never untrue. I thought that was so cool. Stay unfinished, but never untrue. Here's a little bit more on the hero's code of conduct. Hero's code of conduct. Not written in law, written in how you live when no one's watching. Written in how you live when no one's watching. That's pretty good. Number 1, I will walk alone if it gives others a place to belong. Sacrifice before spotlight. Number 2, I will act even when afraid if silence would betray the truth. Courage over comfort. 3, I will stay loyal to what matters even when it stops serving me. Devotion over convenience. 4, I will not lie to protect my image. Integrity over advantage. Ugh. 5, I will hold space for pain without flinching. Compassion over control. Damn. 6, I will endure the storm if the cause is worthy. Endurance over ease. I will endure the storm if the cause is worthy. 7, I will fight fair even if I lose. Honor over victory. Son of a... Okay, number 8. I will defend the vulnerable even if I stand alone. Justice over safety. Number 9. I will not need applause to keep doing good. Humility over recognition. 10. I will trust the fire within when the path ahead is dark. Faith over proof. 11. I will carry weight that isn't mine when it protects those who can't. Responsibility over avoidance. 12. I will forgive even when vengeance feels earned. Mercy over power. That's pretty good. That needs to be expounded on a little bit. That needs to be fleshed out a little bit more. But these things right here, it's like this living legend, this living hero thing. To look at these things and to look at how to find that in other people. To be looking actively for that in other people. To bring that out of them, to draw it out of them. I think that's what Sam Walton had going on. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what he had going on behind the scenes. I know. I bet you, I don't know, but I bet anything he had some kind of little pocketbook where he had these little papers going on to where they were his little guiding lights. Something similar to this that he would take out and meditate on when he was by himself, when he would pray and meditate or whatever, and then go back out into the world and expound and to extract that out of people, to bring it up into people, to push them, to get them ideas and their voice to bubble up to the surface by pressing responsibility down on people. That's the way he wrote it. Press responsibility down. Instead of pressing responsibility up the chain of command, press the responsibility down. It's such a freaking novel concept. It's like, holy shit. It's like, are you serious? That's completely opposite of mainstream thinking. Mainstream thinking is, well, the lower people's pay grade goes and the less the responsibility they have and the less competence or whatever, and then the more easily anybody and everybody can do those jobs, so they're less valuable. But yet, that was one of Sam Walton's concepts, and still is. Press responsibility down. That is so cool. Because that in itself, to press responsibility down on people is damn near like peer pressuring them to live into the highest potentials of themselves, so they can become the intrinsic them, to step into their own role of themselves, not somebody else, but themselves. Even if they don't ascend to higher rank, according to what's the tag is on their door or office or whatever, even if they stayed at the bottom. You would never think in a million years, but if you get to working around Walmart and stuff like that, it's like these lines are kind of blurred. You can see it's the echo from the way Sam Walton lived. You can see it throughout the ranks and the people. And I bet you that does confuse the competition. Anyways, looks like 18 minutes, 42 seconds into this talk. Yeah. And as awesome as these things are, this is the happy little folder. This is, it's entitled Walton's Legacy. This is just a little something I refer to, but even before, oh, there's the other timer going off. That means I need to start getting ready to go to work at Walmart. Let's go a few more minutes. Anyways, I'll share something personal that I really don't share with people, but I've discovered this thing that's like in these past 7 years, it's like I knew I needed to shape my beliefs, my persona. I basically needed to quit being me. I basically needed to stop being who I was in order so I can be someone else. And I've been doing that every single day for almost 7 years now. And there was intention to it. Product development and writing. And also real estate. But anyways, is like all the things the writing things I was trying to bring to the world, or that I brought to the world. It turned out I was trying to be someone else. It's like I was trying to, but anyways, besides all that, I've discovered like the things that I keep to myself, the things that I look at and what I find of value, the things that I look at and I go through, and the list that I use to my guidelines for my life to be intrinsically me, to become the man I think I need to be, a man that is truly wholesome. And what I mean by wholesome, that means I'm holding all the cards that I've been dealt in my life. That's what I mean by wholesome. Good, the bad, the ugly, whatever, you know. But anyways, let's go through a couple of things. These are some basic paper. Well, no, I'm not sharing that one with you guys. That one's mine. That one's been with me since the very beginning. But these others, they've changed, and, you know, I've refined them, you know, and stuff like that. Thrown them away, look at them, use them for several months. But anyways, these are basically auto-inquisitions. These are things I ask myself. Periodically, I'll go off by myself and have been doing this, and I'll ask myself these certain questions. And but here's the main one I go by. And I ask myself, am I being 1% better today than yesterday me? Number 2, am I doing ghost voice every day? Of course, I'm not going to tell you what that is. Number 3, am I walking in love and kindness without being a pushover or naive? Number 4, am I honoring the divinity in all today? Number 5, am I doing everything out of love instead of for love? Number 6, am I living a life and death that will make the world a better place for our children and our children's children? And whatever I'm doing or not doing or doing, if it can't be reconciled with these, then, you know, then I'm not on the right track. And here's some more basic guidelines that I go by. These are just things to look at. Number 1, lifelong learning. Number 2, lifelong health and fitness. Number 3, lifelong mindfulness. Number 4, lifelong social connections. Number 5, failures are steps to unveil new successes. Number 6, lifelong gratitude. Number 7, intentional resilience. Number 8, AA way of life. Number 9, lifelong mission and purpose. Number 10, make it about others. Those are some things that I go by, that I look at every day. But this is something that I wrote out new just within the past month or so. And it's pertaining to, you know, I put this to whatever I'm working on or projects I'm trying to flesh out, or even if I don't know what I'm trying to flesh out, but it's like it's in the making. Number 1, head mind. Because I speak to these things as if everything has a mind of its own, because it does. Head mind. What does logic say about my work so far? Heart mind. And I mean by literally heart, the heart pumping in my chest. I consider a consciousness, a living mind. Heart mind. What does love and emotion say about my work so far? Gut mind. And they say even in the guts, metaphorically and literally, there's like an energy, a synergy or energy there. It's like an intuition thing. What does instinct and survival say about my work so far? And then body mind, my entire body. What does physical being say about my work so far? And then earth mind, the earth we live on, here in the physical realm. What does nature and my surroundings say about my work so far? And then the big kahuna, the spirit of the universe. What have we created so far? What can I help you to be? What do you wish to form as? How can I help you to be that shape that you wish to be formed as? Because see, I believe there it is right there. I think no matter what you got going on, whether you're a product developer, writer, real estate, I mean, whatever. I honestly believe there's a spirit of the universe, a spirit, a formless, form and formless, of some kind of place of no beginning and no end, something that always was. It contains the entirety. It contains the infinity of possibilities in its entirety, and in that spirit, I honestly believe it tries to manifest through us into the physical realm, and it's kind of like our job and our responsibility to figure out what it's trying to shape itself as, and to help it shape into that. And I think it does that according to each person's whatever they're going after, their mission and purpose in life, or whatever their chosen path, career, dreams, however you want to say it. I think that's what it is. I think that's what if we really just kind of like simplified it down and tried to say that's what it is. I think that's what it is. It's the spirit of the universe that contains literally, quite literally, everything. That nothing has a beginning and nothing has an end, and it has the infinity of possibilities that were already accomplished facts. None of them started nor will end, but yet here on Earth, there's beginnings and ends, hence life and death, and et cetera, et cetera. I think that's where true genius can be found, is working hand in hand with the spirit of the universe, and trying to do that, whatever that is. I feel like I just butchered that. Never mind. I know what I'm trying to say. It just ain't coming out right. Anyways, 26 minutes, 48 seconds. Time to go learn. Anyways, can I brag for a minute? I got to brag. This is so cool. Check this out. I've always wanted to come to a point where I could manage my emotions in difficult situations, in offensive situations where somebody says something or does something offensive. You know, like it's a feeling first, and then it forms as thoughts, and then you have the choice of what direction to take there. I've kind of, in these past several years, always had this wondered, is it even possible to come to a place where you can actually shut the offensive switch off to where nobody can offend you, where you take offense to nothing? Well, it turns out, as the kind of job I'm working in a high traffic, running a cash register in a fuel station. And you come across, and there's so many people that'll come through there. They'll be tired, whatever going on in life. They're worn out. They're bitchy. They're offensive. You get a bunch of some of that going on, and it can be hard to control your emotions. And if you mess up and you take offense to any of it, then it messes up your logical ability to see the numbers of what you're doing and what you're trying to figure out in the moment. But anyways, what I want to brag about is the fact that a couple of days ago, I've been being coached in on how to manage. Literally, I've got a couple of women there, real super cool old gals, and these girls have been coaching me on how to manage my emotions. So cool, right? I know, right? But anyways, yeah, it's like as they give me these little pointers, how to possibly manage my own emotions, and it's worked. I've been in 2 or 3 or 4 different situations to where normally there's basically 3 kind of people that can push my buttons. The one, family members, because they're the ones that install the buttons there, and then 2, men who are taller than me or bigger than me. I don't know, it just triggers a defense mechanism. And 3, women who are like real physically attractive. Those kind of 3 people can push my buttons real easy. And it's like you feel that defense mechanism inside you, and then you got that choice. And then of course, it jams you up to where you're going to have to disconnect or step away or take a breath or something. It's like I've always wanted to not to have to do that. I've always wanted to be able to have to flow. To be able to flow is what I'm looking for, is the flow. And by golly, lo and behold, not even a month into this training, these people got me to a point to where I'm getting to where I don't take offense to nothing, and it's so cool. And the mark I'm talking about is the feeling is inside. You know, there'll be that feeling inside of you first. That, not having to feel that, no matter what they say or how they're acting or what they do or not do. And I thought, man, that's so cool. Bam, I love it. I love it, and it's like I wonder where else I can use that. What other places in life can, because that could be some handy dandy stuff. Anyways, I gotta go to work. Let's go to work. All right. Have a good day. See you in the Funny Papers.